Hello everyone and welcome back to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. We are on my main account, the one where I have Supreme Leader Kylo Ren unlocked with his ultimate. And today I'm going to show you a video of how I solo the Heroic Sith Raid with this above team. And I'm going to show you what speeds and mods I have on them to be able to get this done. This is the reason why I recommend going for Supreme Leader Kylo Ren first, because he is a great PvE and PvP solution to early game for people. When you take him into raids, he's going to get you the best score possible out of each raid. So we'll look at their mods. You want to mod Grand Admiral Thrawn to be fast, so he's at 283 speed. And these aren't god mods on any of these characters. You want your Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. He's at 515, but the main thing to notice on him is his damage at 12k. General Hux probably has one of my faster speed sets at 166, which brings him to 327 speed. He's probably got the best set out of everybody. You go down to First Order Officer. And you want him fast too, but I don't have the best speed set on him since I don't have him in my arena squad. So he's only at 263. And then Hermit Yoda's the last one, and you want him fast as possible too. So I've got him at 301. I think if you just have him around 300, it's good for him. And let's go ahead and get into the gameplay of how I solo the Heroic Sith Raid with this team. Alright, so let's go ahead into the raid now, and we're going to choose this team right here. And you want to go with the Hux lead, because it gives extra damage to basic attacks for First Order teammates. And we'll go through the strategy for Phase 1 here. Alright, so you're going to go after the ad first with the first special out of Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. And then you're going to take out the ads first, so you're not giving extra turn meter to Nihilus. Every time you attack him, he gets a little bit faster. And every time you send turn meter over to anybody, it's going to go straight to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. So Hux sends it over to him, he gets an additional turn. First Order Officer sends it to him, he gets an additional turn. And same for Thrawn. So now we're going to focus on Nihilus. Now the one thing that you want to notice out of this is while I'm going through this, I want to get the blue stacks on Supreme Leader Kylo Ren there up to at least 500. And then I want to switch over to his second special, the AoE, because it's going to keep ramping up his damage. And when he's in his ultimate, it's going to ramp it up quite a lot. And then by then, I'll be probably taking off like 25% of Nihilus's health once I start ramping it up over 500 stacks. You're going to use Grandmaster's Training every time it comes up on Kylo. He's the only one that you need to put it on. Don't ever put it on Hux, because it will make him die faster. And you're using that every time just to keep Hermit Yoda under stealth so he doesn't get hit. So keep doing that second special until we get over 500 stacks. When you're in your ultimate, it doubles your stacks that you currently have. So right now I'm around 250, 260. So 300 stacks right now. I want it at 500 when I'm out of ultimate. So keep passing back to Kylo Ren here. And I usually save the second special on Hermit Yoda until after he does his Force Drain there, so I can get everybody back up to full health. Alright, we're up to 350 stacks now. 390. Need to do it a few more times and then we'll be able to start doing the second special non-stop. And if you don't have the first special available, use the second special anyways. It'll slowly ramp up his damage. So we're about to go back into ultimate here. And you see under ultimate we're at 860 stacks. So after a couple more times of doing the second special, the first special, we're going to get up to 1,000 under ultimate. We're going to go in and put the buff up on Thrawn so he takes this Annihilate. And then we want to get back to Hermit Yoda so we can heal him back up to full health. Alright, we're going to try and do the third special as much as we can now. Just to ramp up damage. And you can start watching Nihilus's health when we start doing basics and stuff to him. And watch the damage that Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is doing. He'll start doing 2 million plus with these AoEs. Call Supreme Leader Kylo Ren there and get back under stealth. We're going to go into our ultimate again. And we're going to do 3 of the third special, the second specials again. You see there, we're right at 1 million damage. We're going to go back to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, do it again. Now we're up to 1.5 million. Go back to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Now we're at 2.4 million. And watch Nihilus's health now. That hit just took off 18%. We're going to do it again. We're up to 3.2 million on that AoE. Now we can just basic. That was a 4 million hit and a 3 million hit. So now we have no worries. We're not even close to getting hurt in this first phase, and now we're going to go on to phase 2. Now we're most likely to lose Hux in the second phase, but he is not absolutely needed for the further phases. Alright, now we got Scion. And what we're going to do is we're going to focus on his ads first before we start focusing on him. Because just like Nihilus, every time you hit him, he kind of speeds up himself. Go ahead and go into our ultimate. We're going to start using that first special until we get up to about 500 stacks again. Keep passing everything to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Just give him every turn possible. Keep doing the second or the first special. We're going to focus down the ads again. And a way to keep everybody else but Supreme Leader Kylo Ren to get attacked is to use the event buff instead of attacking with those characters. So we're up to 200 stacks now on Kylo. We gotta get 300 more before we start doing the second special all the time. We're gonna call him with Hermit Yoda there, so we get him under stealth. Pass the turn back to Kylo. Go back into our ultimate. And we're gonna do the first special all 3 times. There's 1. Brings us up to 500 stacks under ultimate. Pass it back to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Do another one. And one last one under ultimate there. We're at 330 regular. Back to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Do another one. As you see, Hux's health pool is already getting low from getting additional turn meter. So he could die at any moment now. Go ahead and put Hermit Yoda back under stealth again. a couple more of these first specials in, and we'll be at the 500 mark. Heal up a little bit, put them under Fracture, which Fracture doesn't really do anything in this second round, because you can't take turn meter away from Scion. There goes Hux, but like I said, we're not going to need him in the next couple rounds. One more second special and we'll be at our 1,000 mark. So now we can start doing the second special. Just do this one non-stop now until we ramp up our damage enough that we can just basic Scion down. Now, out of anything, I think the next phase is the hardest, because you really want the Fracture to most likely go on Thrawn, and if it goes on anybody else, it kind of sucks. And we'll show you how that goes on next phase. Going to ramp up some more damage there. Go into our ultimate, and we're going to use the second special each time. Yet again, you're going to see his damage ramp up here. So that was 1.4 million there. 2.1 million. And a 3 million there. Going to do one more. 4.3 million. And now we can pretty much just basic Scion down for the last percentage. So we're going to do a heal up there, getting ready for the next phase. Should need one more basic here. Needed one extra hit. So I'm going to do a heal instead of calling there, so we can hide Hermit Yoda right away in the next phase. So that's phase 2 down. We're going to head into phase 3 against Traya. And I think this is the hardest phase myself. This is very dependent on who she puts that Fracture on. Now, if she puts the Fracture on Thrawn, you're still able to swap turns with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, because it's not giving turn meter, it's swapping turn meter. So to take down the ads easy, you want to do his AoE. We're going to call him and put Hermit Yoda under stealth there. Now, when Traya stands up this first time is when she's going to do her first isolate on somebody. So we're hoping that it goes on Thrawn. We're just going to keep passing these turns to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, using that first special to get his stacks up. All the Sabers going to attack first, then Traya will. And it's a good thing she put isolation on Thrawn. So we're going to attack these ads with Foresight, so Supreme Leader Kylo Ren can kill them. Get everybody healed up. Get some more stacks. And get Traya down again. Get Hermit Yoda back under stealth. And we're going to continue to do this until we get to 500 stacks again. And then we're going to start ramping up the damage with the second special. But the story of this is just keep passing the turn to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren so he can ramp up his damage. And then sooner or later he starts doing 25% damage to these bosses. So these four here are pretty vital. If you can keep them alive until you get into round 4, you're pretty much guaranteed to get through round 4 too. If you lose Thrawn and First Order Officer, you're most likely not going to get through round 4. So keep getting his stacks up there. He's back under his ultimate again. Up to 370 regular stacks. And she isolated Thrawn again, which is our best bet there. Unfortunately, we had an ability block here, so we couldn't do our AoE, but we still got another turn before the Sabers did. So we got our AoE off, and we got Trey to sit down again. Alright, we're up to 420 stacks. Go into our ultimate. And we need to do the first special a couple more times. That really sucks that she went after First Order Officer there and we lost him. But we still may be able to do Phase 4 without him. As long as we can keep Thrawn up. So now we're going to start doing one more first special. And then we're going to focus on the second special. So there's a 1.2 million. There's a 1.5 and a 1.6 for the basic. 1.6, 1.8. And she puts Isolate on Supreme Leader Kylo Ren here, but that's perfectly okay. Since First Order Officer is already dead, he won't be able to pass any turn meter to him anyways. And even if he's isolated, Thrawn can still pass the turn to him. We're going to do the second special. Second special. Already doing 2.6 million there. Second special. 3.6. Now we should just need a basic to end it. Alright, there is Phase 3 down. And we're going into Phase 4 with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, Thrawn, and Hermit Yoda. In this phase, you're going to have Traya, Nihilus, Scion, and 2 adds when they spawn them. We are going to focus down Nihilus and the adds. We're going to start out on this far left add. We're going to fracture Nihilus. You can still take turn meter away from him. We're going to do the second special to kill the second add. Scion's going to bring him right back. So we put Isolate on Hermit Yoda, and I don't want that on him, so I'm going to take it off with my Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Because I want him to be able to heal us. Now if he puts it on Thrawn, that's no big deal. We can keep that Isolate on him. I'm going to heal up with Hermit Yoda there. Yet again, what we're trying to do is get up to 500 stacks before we get to Enrage on Nihilus and Scion. It's a little bit harder to get there with only Thrawn being able to pass the turn meter, but it is still possible. But we're just going to sit here and focus Nihilus down. Go into our ultimate, and we're going to keep using the first special over and over again. Go ahead and take those stacks of Bonds of Weakness off of Traya. Keep doing that first special on Nihilus. We're up to 200 stacks right now. Go ahead and call Supreme Leader with this so we get him back under stealth. We're going to see another Isolate soon from Traya. We'll go over to the ad for this hit. Pass it back to Kylo. Do an AoE to kill the second ad. Go ahead and heal everybody up. So they put a fracture on Thrawn this time, and that's fine if he has it, because he can still swap with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. The only thing we can't do is heal him with Hermit Yoda. Do our first special on the ad. We'll basic the ad so we don't give any protection up to Nihilus. And you can see that Nihilus is just about to annihilate in the top right corner. So his next move he will do an annihilate. So we're going to want to put that buff up on Thrawn so he can take that. So we'll put the buff up now. Go ahead and enter our ultimate. Thrawn tanks the annihilate. But I noticed that with the isolate up, I can't heal him back. So I kind of messed up there. And Thrawn is going to die now. Let's keep focusing on Nihilus. He has 7 turns until he enrages. Hermit Yoda gets pretty close to dying here. And there he goes. This is still possible to finish out. So I should have done the first special there, but for some reason I thought I was already at 500 stacks. So we'll go back to the first special until we get up to the 500. Now, if you get in this situation and Nihilus gets to an annihilate, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren can take the annihilate in his ultimate form. So at that point, you would want to save it for the annihilate. So we're getting close to his enrage. So we want to get Nihilus out of here. So we need one more hit on him, which is lucky because he's got one more turn before he goes enraged. So we're going to hit our ultimate here, and that'll take Nihilus down. And then we're going to focus down Scion real quick, who has 2 turns until enrage. Ramp up our damage more. Keep ramping up. Now all we need to do is get a basic on him. And we get so lucky that we're going to do it right before he gets to his enrage. So that finishes off Scion. And now we're just going to basic Traya to death. Should only take 3 basics to kill her. There's number 2. She's down to 15%, and she just entered enrage. And we got our last attack off. So we just barely finished this one. But this is how I get the top spot in our Heroic Sith Raid every time the raid comes up. There are a few people in the guild that can also do this solo, but we don't usually see it too often anymore. Thank you guys for joining me. Have a good one.